Welcome to another edition of Skyline Columbus. I'm your host, Katie Ebling. Tonight's show will focus on one of the most unique competitions you will find at Capital University, the 48-hour film Royale. Imagine you are given a theme, a quote, and a prop and are told you only have 48 hours to put together a 5-minute film. You must develop an idea, find actors, shoot the video, and of course, edit the film together. With us tonight will be some students who are up to the task, and they will share their experiences and final products with you. We will be right back after a short commercial break.
3 main areas comprise career development, and those are career planning, job and internship search, and graduate and professional school application. Some of the most popular services are reviewing resumes, choosing and changing majors, and finding internships and jobs. You can find us on the 2nd floor of Blackmore Library. Our drop-in hours are posted there, and you can make an appointment too. Most of our resources, including our contact information, are available on our website. We help you figure out what you want to do, and then we help you do it.
The Capital University Rock Ensemble is in its 7th season, and it was founded by Dr. Mark Lockstamper as kind of an alternative for the students who maybe didn't fit into our jazz combos, into big band, or into the choirs. So we're a fully functioning rock band. We can travel anywhere. We're singing everything from Jason Mraz to Grace Potter and the Nocturnals to Styx. So there's a little something for everyone. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
Academic success is devoted to helping students be as academically successful here at Capital as they can be. We provide a wide range of academic support services, including math tutoring, science tutoring, writing center, and then subject area tutoring. We're easy to find. We're right here on the 2nd floor of the library, and they can get more information by either calling us at 236-6327, emailing us at academicsuccess@capital.edu, or just simply going to our website, www.capital.edu/academic success.
Welcome back to Skyline Columbus. I'm your host, Katie. Our first guests come from the production group Blacklight Productions. Trey McDean and Xavier McAllister, who captured the first place prize as voted by the audience at the first annual 48-hour film festival here at Capital University. Thanks for being here with us today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So first of all, take us through the prop you were given, the line of dialogue, and the theme you had to work with.
You want to take that?
Yeah, well, we were given the theme superhero movie, which was kind of screwed us over on our part. Our line was, "This is really stupid," and our prop was sweater.
Mm-hmm. And how did you guys, what was your first reaction when trying to come up with a way to combine all of those individual things, since none of them seem to be related?
Well, initially, when we drew superhero, we were like, oh, no, we don't do visual effects. Like, what are we going to do? But when we drew sweater and this is really stupid, it kind of opened up this whole realm of, like, quirky, weird things that we could do. Mm-hmm. So we kind of just ran with that and decided to go with, like, a homey, heartfelt, cute type of thing instead of the action-y superhero thing that you would normally see.
Mm-hmm. Now, who ultimately came up with the idea?
It was really like a culmination of something we had been talking about when we were waiting in line to get gear. Do you want to tell that story?
Yeah, we were basically discussing the different kinds of genres we could have drawn, and we thought about what if we drew documentary, and so we contemplated like what would happen if we shot a mockumentary style film, mm-hmm. and sort of grew out of that.
Did you guys find that you had to make a lot of changes along the way because you were unsure of what you would draw, or did you pretty much stick with the same idea?
Yeah, we made a lot of changes. We actually, when we got back to home base after drawing our topics and stuff, we wrote a script, and then we trashed that script and wrote a whole new script with a totally different idea. And we liked that one a little bit more, so we went with that one. It was lighter, it would have been easier to film on our part, so we decided to stick with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, why don't we take a look at your film and see how it all came together?
All right.
ask me the questions and I'm just gonna answer them. Do I look at you or do I look at the camera?
Just look right at me, the camera's not even here.
Okay, all right.
And don't play with the microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead and state your name.
Well, I'm Gus Pablaski, but you probably know me better as Colonel Freedom.
So, what have you been up to since you retired as Colonel Freedom?
Well, I'm a general contractor, and I live here in Benson Park with my girlfriend, Trisha.
That's a very nice sweater you've got on.
Oh, this, yeah. Thanks. Trisha made it for me. Isn't she cute?
My name's Trisha Gardner.
Now, how did you two meet?
Well, we were both standing in line at the DMV and he just had that smile. I just couldn't help myself.
Now, I have to ask, what's it like living with a superhero?
It has its pros and cons, you know. I love him to death, but he can be a bit clumsy.
Sorry. Remote fell behind the couch. I got it. Sorry, keep going.
But is there anything that stands out as being memorable or just a special sort of memory that you have?
Well, there was that time back in the 80s, I'd stopped that meteor.
Oh,
that was
1984, that was.
Yeah, 84. It's just kind of a blur. I remember I flew up in the stratosphere. I punched it into a million pieces, you know, boom, crash, pow, all that, you know. The president invited me to his inaugural ball or whatever it was. I showed up in my tux. I just rented it. I looked great. I love that tux. And I walked in, and wouldn't you know it, I forgot my cufflinks. I forgot my cufflinks. I looked like an idiot.
I know this is really stupid, but I collect gnomes. Oh, and this bell. My mom, she was a big fan of Switzerland, so I put my cape on and I flew overseas. I got this for her.
Huh. Well, so why do you have it?
Well, she passed about a year back, and I know this was really special to her, so I just kept it for myself. It makes me think of her.
What made you want to stop being a superhero?
Well, take a look around. I just wanted to be able to enjoy all this while I still can. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Are there any plans to bring Colonel Freedom out of retirement?
I don't think so. No. Being a superhero was great. It was great, but the world doesn't need just one hero. Everybody can be a hero in their own right, helping each other one step at a time. Oh, hey, do you want to see my plant? This is my plant. This is an aloe plant. I think they're grown in Africa. I know they're good for your skin, but
That's what I've heard.
yeah, I really like it. I grew this baby from seeds.
Really?
Yeah, it's my favorite plant. Yeah, but whatever. You don't want to see this. It's okay.
That's great.
Well, that was really great, guys. That was a really cool piece of work you did.
Well, thank you.
So talk to me about some of the challenges you had to overcome when putting all of that together.
One of the biggest challenges was getting the light right in the house, because we didn't get a lighting kit, so we were using painter's lights from Walmart, which actually worked pretty well, but that was, especially in post, getting the color right was pretty rough, and there was plenty of other stuff too, I'm sure.
Yeah, we ran into a lot of issues in post with like editing and whatnot. We thought we had to letterbox the film, and apparently we didn't.
Gotcha.
That took an hour to resolve. So
It worked out though.
yeah.
I noticed a lot of the lights seemed to come from outdoors. Did you guys ever have to film anything at night, or did you plan it to be mostly during the day?
We ran into a pretty big issue with daylight. Yeah, most of it, all of it was shot indoor, but that's because originally the script had a bunch of outside scenes, but because of availability and things, we ran into the night a little bit, so we couldn't shoot outside. We had to opt to shoot everything inside, and it worked out. We made it work, but yeah, staying on a schedule within 48 hours is really tough, really, really tough.
Did that make it difficult to find your actors, or were your actors like readily available because they were friends or people you knew from around campus?
Yeah, well, we filmed at Xavier's house, so yeah, and the actors were mostly his roommates and friends, and they were pretty down for whatever we wanted to do.
Yeah, all of the actors are actually music performance students here, so they're used to performing. So they were definitely game. It was just scheduling would have been the main thing, but it actually worked out pretty well for us.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Which did you guys find to be more difficult, incorporating your line of dialogue or your actual prop?
For us, it was the dialogue because our prop was a sweater, so he wore the sweater. It was there. But our line, we actually planned on having it in one scene and forgot to do it, and we only got one take of that scene. So we ended up having to get it and like throw it into another thing like at 1 a.m. at the end of the shooting day.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
From what I saw in your video, it seemed to be more of a comedy skit. Did you write that ahead of time, or did your actors improv here and there throughout it?
Yeah, we wrote a lot of the main lines, the ones that were like important to the plot. But a lot of them we had Dylan, our actor, improv. Our director was mainly the one who got him to do that, kind of on the spot acting, and turned out really cool.
Yeah, our director, Jay Olson, who couldn't be here today because he lives in Wisconsin, so he's pretty far away right now. But yeah, he did a great job of communicating what we wanted from the actor, and the actors just gave us the characters. We wrote the character, and they brought him to life, so that's can't ask for more than that.
Right, right. I also noticed that you guys had a lot of funny quirks here and there with almost like Office style or 30 Rock style comedy to it. Did you guys come up with that on the spot, or did you toss around some ideas of what you could or couldn't do beforehand?
We actually talked a lot about that. We compared it to a bunch of different TV shows like Parks and Rec and things like that. We tried like the interview scenes were all on tripods, but everything else was mainly handheld stuff to make it seem like it was like there was a crew there with them. We acknowledged that fact. Even you saw one of the camera guys in one of the shots. But we didn't want him to get in the way, you know. So yeah, we tried to make it kind of a different take on a superhero movie.
Almost like a behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. A more human side of a superhero.
How much time did you guys spend filming compared to actually editing? Was it pretty equal, or?
So when did we start filming again?
We started filming at 8 a.m. on Saturday. We didn't shoot it all on Friday night. We just wrote, and like I said, we trashed one script and wrote a whole nother one, so that took a while. And we shot all day Saturday until like 1. So all of Saturday was shooting, and then Sunday morning was editing. So yeah, it was probably like a 2/3 shooting, 1/3 editing.
Did you guys, I have to ask because it was a very short amount of time to film, did you guys feel like you got a lot of sleep, or no, not at all?
No, hardly any. I was sick during it too, so it was rough.
Oh man.
It was rough.
Yeah, I'm still recovering.
But I would totally do it again. It was so much fun.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for coming on with us tonight. That was very nice to see the final product and hear all about it.
Well, thanks.
Up next, we will be speaking with Dylan Spitz, Eric Lombardo, and Mike Devaney of Royale with Cheese, who helped lead their team to first place as voted by the judges. We will be right back.
Definitely know what it's like to feel alone.
I had no hope, and I didn't think that things would get better.
I struggled a lot with thoughts of suicide myself.
Speak up to anyone that you feel comfortable speaking to about those kind of issues.
If you can get through those rough times, the good times are really good times.
It might be bad now. There are a whole lot bigger and better things that are waiting for you down the road. It gets better.
It does get better.
I promise it does get better.
What up, I'm Will, play the bass. We're a jazz group, but we play everything from Miles Davis to Tom Morello.
Hi, I'm Matheson. I play drums for the group. Not only do we play covers, but we also play original music. Hey, I'm Danny. I play piano. We've played at benefits, restaurants, and jazz clubs, and we're open to play anywhere.
Hey, I'm Zach, and I play guitar. Check us out on Facebook for our schedule, booking contact, and music.
Welcome back. We will now continue by sitting down with Dylan Spitz, Mike Deviney, and Eric Lombardo, who spent their weekend working rigorously to put together a film for the Royale. Their team was rewarded with the first place prize by the judges for their efforts. Thanks for coming on with us tonight, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me a little bit about what your film entailed. What was your prop, what was your line of dialogue, and so forth?
First thing I think we got was our genre, the action adventure, which we were pretty psyched about. Our prop just said ring, not a ring, so it was kind of vague, and that left us a lot of room to play with. And then our line of dialogue was good morning and good night.
Okay. What was the first thought that ran through your head when you figured out what you had to work with? Like, was this going to be a fun type of a challenge, or was it more of an actual challenge to figure out a way to put all of this together?
I think you might have been the most nervous about what we pulled.
I was like, ring in an action movie? Like, what are we supposed to do with this? And then kind of walking to the car to drive to Cosi with all of the gear and everything that we had from the day, it was kind of like we just kept coming up with ridiculous ways to tie in the word ring instead of just ring as an object, and we kind of just played with that. And I think that's kind of where our story started from, was just generating ideas on the way to the car. So.
Right. If you had to describe your film to anyone that hasn't seen it yet in one word, how would you describe it?
Intense.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah. Not that word. What he just said was perfect.
All right. Well, why don't we take a look at it and see how it all came together?
Sure.
Rudy. What am I gonna do with you? I thought I could trust you, but I was wrong. I don't like to be wrong, Rudy. I don't like disloyalty. I just can't allow it.
Hey babe, what's going on?
Good morning.
Why are you all dressed?
Carl needs me to come in today.
You can't. We're going to see my parents today.
I know, Michelle, but I don't have a choice in this. Carl needs me.
Can't he find someone else?
No, not for this job. It's my client, and it's a very angry client.
But my parents, we've been planning this for 2 months.
You can still go. I'll wrap things up here and meet you up there.
You know I hate making that drive by myself.
Just this once. You can call me on the way, and I'll keep you company.
Okay.
I gotta go. I love you.
Well, who do we have here? Not a word.
Hello? Yeah, and what's wrong?
It's Michelle. She was in an accident.
Where did they take her?
She's in Franklin West.
I'll get there as soon as I can.
Why did you lie to her, Rudy? You're not going anywhere.
Can I get you anything? Something to eat? Some water?
No, you've been great, Heather. Thanks.
No problem. I'll be in to check on Michelle in a little while. If you need me, just go ahead and buzz me.
Okay, thank you.
I got held up at work. I came as soon as I got free. Why don't you guys get some rest? I'll stay with her.
No, hon, we can't leave her.
I'll be with her.
Good morning.
And good night.
Well, that was some really great work you guys did. That was very impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
How did you guys come up with an idea like this?
It was really a collaborative effort. As soon as we got all our restrictions, we went across the street to go get food. It was us, my wife, and then Rudy and Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
And we really just sat there for a couple hours just plugging away at ideas. What about this? What about that? And everything was really centered on the dialogue, the prop. And we never strayed from that. It was more like, what do we need to trim away? What can't we do?
Yeah.
It was an excess of ideas. We never really struggled to get going. Yeah.
So once you guys actually started filming, did you change your idea along the way at all, or did you mostly stick with what you originally came up with?
We actually lucked out because we wanted to start filming Friday night, but the actor we really wanted, Carl, just from the voicemail he left me, he said, I can't make it Friday night. If you need to replace me, that's fine. And I was like, no, you are, this part is you. Yeah. So we just waited, and Friday night we had all that extra time to go over the script and really start, what makes sense, what don't we need? And I was able to get the script sent out to all the actors before we started shooting Saturday. And from there, it stayed pretty much the same. We were just cutting more stuff. We never added to it.
Right. So. What was the biggest challenge you guys ran into? Was it more in post-production or more in the actual filming sense?
I'll let you guys.
Yeah. I think the scheduling, like the cast, like times and that was hard. I think the editing was tough as well mainly because of the time. Like we didn't shoot Friday, so we shot all of Saturday. And then as soon as we got done shooting, we came back to the house and just sat down and started editing. So the editing was tough due to the like time constraint.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that we want to polish up after the fact now that we see, and we're just like, oh, we're that close to, having to, but it's all due to time constraints. And so yeah, editing was a little rough because of the time frame, but other than that, the editing process itself isn't, as difficult as scheduling and getting good actors and things like that.
This guy so professionally made me cut his name out of the credits for audio because it wasn't up to par with what he wanted to do. Like, we'll fix it later, just get it done. And literally, it was rendering in the car on the way to the event. And then I had to get it on my flash drive, and
Yeah.
Eric just dropped me off right in front of the door, and I ran. I think we had a minute or two to spare.
Oh my gosh.
It was, yeah, it almost didn't happen.
How did you guys find your actors? I mean, your actors did a really great job with, I mean, spot on. How did you come across them?
Oh, I think it was divine intervention, really. If you see the end of the credits, we thanked our friend Will Haynes.
Mhm.
He wasn't in the film, but he was paramount in getting us some actors. He does dinner theater in town.
Okay.
So he spread the word to his troupe, and then I believe there's a Facebook group for local Columbus actors, and they're all so willing to help out.
Oh, yeah.
And from the moment they contacted me, they were dedicated. They were all into the project, and I mean, we lucked out.
Yeah, we
they
did.
They were just phenomenal people.
Right. Did you have to pay them at all, or were they all volunteer actors?
No, they were all. I think all of them are stage actors. So
Okay.
I don't. The two of them had film experience.
Yeah.
The mom and dad.
Yeah, Ann and Mick, but everybody else, it was their first time on film other than Kyle. So they were just really anxious to get some footage for their demo reel and
Right.
hopefully get it on IMDb so we get some credit for all that hard work. So.
So did you guys find this to be an enjoyable experience? Would you participate in it again?
I would love to do it with these guys again as long as
Yeah.
we have more time and Dylan gets more sleep.
Yeah, I'm not very good without sleep, but I think we're going to make more films together in the future. I don't know whether it'll be a 48-hour time constraint on that or not, but if it comes up, you never know.
Yeah, I wouldn't look for the name Royale with cheese anywhere else, but we'll definitely work together in the future.
That's
for
good.
sure.
So would you ever enter your film into other contests? This as is right now?
As is, no.
Yeah.
We're actually going to submit it for our final for this semester in our advanced video class, but even before that, we have some edits. We want to do a couple adjustments. And then I definitely want to enter it into the college Emmy Awards competition, and then maybe a couple film festivals, so we can make sure we get credit on IMDb.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on and showing us your hard work. It looks really great.
Thanks for having us.
We hope you've enjoyed this week's edition of Skyline Columbus and getting to take a look at some fantastic video work for our students. This was a very difficult challenge presented to them, and they were certainly up for the task. Join us next week for our very own Christmas special. For Cap TV, I'm Katie Ebling. Have a great night.